Well, today I need to get the pine shavings pulled out of the larger of the two coops. So I've noticed one of my hens has a case of Bumble Foot. I'm gonna try catching her today, addressing the infection on her, and keeping her isolated in this larger coop for a while. With some clean pine shavings in here, I ought to be able to keep her wound a lot cleaner and sterile than walking around in this older pine shavings. I also need to come up with a place to try and save these or store these pine shavings, try to compost them. If you just make a pile of pine shavings out in your yard, this is what the chickens will do to them. I've drug this out on a tarp, hoping I can get most of it out of here. Hopefully I don't lose too much of it along the way. That linoleum floor in there sure makes it a lot easier to clean out. It also protects the wood down below it from any dampness or any water you might get on it. So you can see the linoleum on the floor, and it's, I don't know, it may be 8-9 inches tall on the backside. Keeps the floor of the coop nice and dry. I'm only going to put a few inches of pine shavings in here. And as they become dirty, I'll put a few more inches on top of them. So I've got a few inches of pine shavings in here. This will give me a dry place to keep that hen after I do some work on that bumblefoot. I'll keep her locked up in here for a few weeks till I'm sure it's good. Then I'll let her out to free range with the rest of the hens. There is a door on the coop that leads out to the run. I can manually close it with this rope that's attached to it. Runs over there. I can lower that down. Now I'll have her kept in here till her foot gets better. Now what did I tell y'all about that? Get out of there. Well, that hen with the infected foot, she's kind of a light gray splash. I got chickens all over the place right now. Don't see her. Let me throw some scratch out and maybe she'll come to it. See, there's two splash right there in the center. I believe she's the lighter colored one. Let's see if she'll let us take a look at her foot. Now the hard part's going to be to catch her. Let me try to calm her down just a little bit. I believe what I'll do is I'll go grab a towel and wrap her up in it. That way she can't move too much, and hopefully lay on her back she won't create too much of a disturbance. So let's real quickly see if we can't take a look. This is her good foot. This one over here, you see how the pad is swollen up? I don't know. Can you see the swelling between the toes on this one? So I believe she has what they're going to call Bumble Foot. Right here's the scab or the plug. From what I understand, if you remove that, then you can squeeze most of the infection out. I'm going to go ahead and put this hen in this real small pet taxi till I get everything ready. So I've soaked this hen's foot in some warm Epsom salt water for about 10 minutes. And that's probably going to be the hardest thing to do, is hold that chicken still long enough to do that. Then I've gently wrapped her up in this blanket. Makes her feel a little bit calm, I guess. So I did put some gloves on for my own protection. I know a lot of people do it barehanded, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm just putting a little bit of rubbing alcohol on the pad of her foot right now. Got a single-sided razor blade, single-edged razor blade. I'm going to try to remove that black spot on the bottom of her foot. Put a little alcohol on that razor blade as well. What I'm trying to do is remove this hard scab and release that infection. There will be some blood, that'll be normal. I believe I've got that scab removed. Some people refer to it as the plug. And I'll see if I can't gently squeeze some of that infection out. So I did remove the section of the video where I worked on the hen's Bumble Foot. There was a little bit of bleeding, but she wasn't in any pain. She laid there real calm, wrapped up in that blanket while I worked on her foot. I just thought it might be a little bit untasteful for me to post that. So I did the best I could to try and remove that infection from her right foot. So I'm going to keep her isolated in the coop behind me. Weatherman's expecting a lot of rain this week, so I want to try to keep this as dry as possible. So she'll be confined in here for a few weeks, and we're going to keep an eye on her. She does have a nest box in case she decides to keep laying eggs. All I need to do is put a little bit of food and water in there for her now. Well, she's able to get up onto the roost. I think she's just feeling a little bit lonely. One of my hens lays a brown egg. I've got an idea who it is, but not exactly for sure because I've never seen it happen. So what I believe I'll do is I'll grab one of the chickens I expect to lay in that brown egg, and I'll put in that coop with that Splash who I worked on her foot. We'll keep doing that every couple days till we figure out who's laying that brown egg. Well, I appreciate y'all watching this afternoon. And I'll catch y'all next time here at Diddle-Do Homestead. Have a good evening, everybody.